NewsNation's chief Washington correspondent Blake Burman, who joins us now also in Washington, moderator of The Hill, which will follow us in 30 minutes. And, maybe we'll get a speaker this time around. I don't think either one of us are betting on any of this, but looks like it'll be close.
They're still stuck, it appears, right? And now there's questions, sort of headlines that just popped within the last, 15, 20 minutes or so, Connell, about whether or not Jim Jordan has been making any side deals linking Ukraine aid to Israel aid. That would be a big deal, as you know, because several of many of the hardline conservative Republicans want to stop or at least reconsider aid to Ukraine. So now there's questions about, well, wait a minute, is Jim Jordan making promises? His staff telling Axios, no, they haven't made promises. It's sort of what it could potentially look like. It just goes to show sort of the mess right now that Republicans are in. Carlos Jimenez, congressman from Miami, who Joe just talked to, sort of, illustrated that. There's feelings, there's hurt feelings, and Republicans are having to work through it. And it seems like we're going to watch it all play out on the House floor tomorrow. And the question, of course, is if Jim Jordan doesn't get to 217, that would be no McCarthy, no Scalise is number 2, no Jordan. Who do you turn to next?
Then who do you turn to? Exactly. The other political stories, one in particular that I think stood out to us, we thought was kind of interesting. We'd probably talk more about all of this if the world wasn't as it is right now, but the Louisiana governor's race. So, you think of Louisiana as Republican, but a Republican hadn't been governor there the last 8 years with a Democrat. Now you have one, right? A Republican in Jeff Landry winning. A big deal, or?
Yeah, Jeff Landry winning. I think it's only the 4th time since Reconstruction that Louisiana has had a Republican governor. You're right. You think about Louisiana, you think Republican stronghold. No, this was actually a flip down there in the South. Jeff Landry was endorsed by Donald Trump. I mentioned Scalise, Steve Scalise, the number 2 Republican in the House. He was endorsed by Scalise as well. And now, I believe, Connell, it makes it no Democratic governors in the southern portion of the United States. And that's just one of the significant portions of Jeff Landry winning in Louisiana over the weekend.
Yeah, not one Democrat in the Deep South. That was the last one. The former president, there was a federal judge who imposed this gag order. I believe it's another limited gag order on President Trump today, so he can't attack the prosecutors and witnesses. This is a January 6th case, right? What do you know about this?
Yep. Yeah, so you're right. It's a limited gag order, so it goes toward the prosecutors. As you know, Donald Trump has been relentlessly attacking Jack Smith. That can no longer be the case. Witnesses, so anybody who is a witness in that case, courtroom staff as well. The Trump team, it was noticeable, put out a statement today on Truth Social. So it didn't necessarily come from Donald Trump, right? Anybody outside of Donald Trump can say whatever they want. But a spokesperson was the one who put out a statement in regards to this today. So maybe we'll see, Connell, if that's sort of the game plan going forward. But it raises the question of how Donald Trump might take this on, in the days, weeks, and months ahead as this trial plays out. By the way, there was something interesting that came up today, speaking of Truth Social. A Biden aide, senior Biden aide, told me that they are going to be getting on Truth Social. There's actually a new Biden, at Biden HQ, I believe is the handle, on Truth Social. And they're saying, look, they're going to have a little bit of fun with this. There's actually been a report within the last hour that the Biden team might actually be pulling that off. We'll speak with a deputy spokesperson or deputy deputy campaign manager, rather, of the Biden campaign coming up. And we'll ask them, what's the deal? Is this trolling? Are you guys actually doing it? Or do they think they can actually reach voices by getting on Truth Social?
Sounds like they're taking a page out of Gavin Newsom's playbook. I think he was the Democrat or the only one that used to go on things like that, social or Republican or conservative media and places like Truth Social. Anyway, Blake, thanks. We'll see you at the top of the hour.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find News Nation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of News Nation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.